When I really started in the forex market, I didn't know actually a lot about the trading news and didn't even know what is NFP, CPI, and all that. That is the same case with a lot of forex beginners. And trust me, by not knowing that information about forex, about news, forex news, all those things, costed me a lot. Because of this, sometimes you can have a good strategy. I was analyzing the market, so we're using different strategies, and I just wait. Sometimes the market just run, but ikifika, like sometimes you see, like when it is time for the news to be released, because I'm not aware of that, then I actually meet myself that I'm either running a lot of profit or I've already blown account. Most of my account is actually being liquidated and get a lot of losses because of the news, because sometimes I can just come and see a very random candle that has actually been formed. I was entering a buy and then my SL is actually being hit, and when I didn't know about that, but when I actually discovered about the news, I started learning about that, and I came to actually understand a lot of things. From now henceforth, from that time now, I've been learning a lot concerning the news, and I've been trending also the news live, and that's why I actually decided, let me just share with tips that can actually help you even as a beginner. You don't have to be expert on this, only just make sure that you follow these tips, because on this video and the next 5 videos I'm going to be sharing only on the forex news, and this is going to be helping you so much. Now let's start with the advice that I can just show you right here. So assume now this is the chart and you want to get started. I assume that now you have your technical analysis, you know how to analyze the market, and now you just want to learn more about the news, because there are so many people who are starting with technical analysis, and then they learn technical that is the news later. But note this, you actually have to know this regardless of whom you are, to make sure that you at least you advance the way you just trade. So number one, if you want to get started on the trading news, make sure that you don't enter because you think that the news are just coming and you just want to enter into the market. If you do that, then it will not be more like, it's just like gambling that you just should be doing in the market. You know, sometimes it's just and they say, hey, there's a news, because you have seen announcement people making, and then you just want to enter in the market. You don't know even the currency pair that is going to be affected. You don't even know the impact of the market, how the market is just going to do that. And then that is something that can cost you dangerously. Okay. Number two, don't trend news if you don't know the impact of future and current. If you don't know this news, CPI, NFP, how interest rate is going to affect a certain currency for a very long time, don't try and enter that trend. It's going to cost you badly, even your account. And sometimes you'll be thinking that the forex is not working, but you know, so many people are actually concentrating on technical analysis and then forget that there is news over here, and that is what can cost them even their whole account. Number three, if news all are coming from the US, avoid trading the volatile commodities like gold, silver. They actually going to cost you so badly. So if you have a small account, if you're a beginner, make sure that you avoid something like gold. It will cost you so very bad. But let me just share, apart from those tips, just to refresh your mind, or these that you don't have to do, I just want to show you how you can trade the news, and actually very easy. So this is just the part 2 of the news that I'm going to be sharing on this. In the part 3, as on this series of 5 videos that I'm going to be making about the news, I'll also be sharing on how you can interpret, for example, CPI, NFP, and all that, so that you can put them here and you know how just trade. But let me show you generally, after analyzing, you know, what is the impact of CPI, what is the impact of NFP, what is the impact of interest rate, and you combine that one, then it is actually, you go to the Forex Factory calendar. We'll actually be discussing as well on that and the impact and what we can be expecting from that. Now, when we talk about now is what we expect from the market, now how we have to trend this is actually very easy. Look at that. So I want us to talk about 2 things. And number one of the mistakes that people do when they come to chart, especially like this, they do a mistake where they now decide to put a market then gamble on this. And when we're talking about gambling, people now, most of traders, even people who actually think like they trade gold, but you see making them, they making me the same mistake. And the mistakes that I'm talking about here is to put the sell stop and the buy stop at the same position. Do you know what I mean there? Is that selling the market, if you buy or sell, I just want to enter that trend. But trust me, it's look like a nice deal, but that is the riskiest thing that you can ever do in the forex market. You know, that is like saying, I want to buy, I want to short when this market comes to this place. Like when this market start dropping, I want to sell, and when this market start going up, I want to buy. So you put two things especially like that. But trust me, this is what the market does. When the market comes, it can actually hit here, move all the way, and then come down all the way and hit both the TP, hit both SL of the both side. And you don't even lose at one trade, you lose both. And that can actually cost you a lot, because the candle can actually have slippage, it can move very fast, and you end up actually losing a lot of money from that. So what do you do with this? Because this is now gambling, because you're putting the same thing as the same chart. Now you know that as a trader you're not supposed to put sell and buy the same currency. So if you're doing that, putting a sell stop and buy stop at the same time, trust me, you are now gambling. How are you supposed to do this to ensure that you stay safe, you know your trend like a professional trader, to avoid all those mistakes and gambling? This is how actually you have to do it. Now, first, we saying that you actually must have a strategy. So if you have a strategy now, that is excellent. Just stick to that. For example, let me just analyze this market in a very simple way that you can actually understand. And then we just going to, trust me, I'm not going to, okay, let me not move more to more of analysis and deep analysis. I will just be analyzing just a small of it, and then we proceed with this. More so, I don't want to lower the time frame. Let me just work with 1 day time frame if you allow me on that, so that you can understand my concept on how you actually have to trade the news. Now let's start analyzing the news from this market, the time this market started moving up from this position. So you can see there's a very big move. This market now was on uptrend, which means that it was moving, forming high highs and high lows. You can see that this like that, this one and that one. But when this market touch around this area here, it's like it formed a double top that actually happened across 1.42. 430. So that is actually amazing. And you saw the market actually now trying to come all the way down here, which is now a sign that after forming this now, the buyers are now getting tired. Is that now there's a possibility that this market now can start moving all the way down. Let's just draw this and see. So from this, we got this position here, and then the market went up again. But this time you can see now we have a breakout that actually happens here. And how do you know that there's a breakout that happened here? A normal resistance, the market could either return at this position here, ingerudia around that area, and start moving up. But what you see here is some breakout that actually happened here. And normally there's something that happens after every breakout that happened in the forex chart. When you see a breakout, there's a possibility that the market is now going to prepare to come back. And then after going back, then there's a possibility now this market will be moving all the way down exactly like that. So these are simple analysis you can just do on the breakout that normally happen. So that's how the breakout can happen on the chart, especially when we have like that. But you can see a breakout happening around this area now. It's a sign that this market, anytime we can be getting now the market having, it is a sign that the market has changed what we call the character. It has changed the direction, and now we're going to shift and maybe start moving on the downside. Now, having that in mind, and now this market has come to this position. You can see there's a resistance zone here, and now that is the reason you see this market now reversing from this zone. And now you can be expecting when this market came to this position. Assume even we have the news that is actually happening around this area. Assume like when I'm talking now, there's news that's going to be happening. What I'm going to do on this area, because now I have a sign that this market will be heading all the way down, what I can just do now is to now find a sell that is going to be happening to this market, because I know the news is going to be favoring what? My sell here. The market analysis, the market prices, price action says that the market is going to sell. So if the news is going to buy, no problem, I'm not on that, but I'm going to concentrate more on the sell of this chart, because if I concentrate more on buy, probably the market is going to come up a little bit and continue moving all the way down. So which means if I am be buying from that, I may end up making small amounts of money, but at the end of it, because I'll be like waiting and all that, I can lose a lot of money. So the best thing to do here is now to wait for this market, not even to wait. If you want now to use the sell stops to see how the market is going to be reacting now, this can now become a very good spot where you are going to be putting now the short, but remember you are going to put it at below this, and you can put your stop loss, take profit below the previous this one. And remember the market is so volatile, so you can put this below that, above that, the resistance zone, and then you can have now this range of where you can allow the market to move all the way down. Now on this you can put let's say I just want to put let me find. But remember, first of all, when you are trading news, we are trying to find. There's something I was sharing last time, and I said you actually determine the stop loss first before you just trade this. But this is something to just enter and remove all that from the market. So remember, this is now the sell stop. This is not the buy limit. This is not the sell limit. This is the sell stop, because it's actually above this. So that means that the market continues to move down, that will be more of an advantage. Why am I placing a sell stop? I'm concentrating more on sell stop. It's because my analysis is the market is going to sell. And if the news favors that, then the market is going to move so nicely, because it has already confirmed my move. But if the news moves against that, there's probability maybe it is going to move up a little bit and then it will come back again. But if I just do that, if the market continues to move up, no problem, because it will not have triggered my entry. And if it does that, then at least your analysis is good and the market can even go probably at this area here and maybe continue moving down all the way here. Now when you're waiting for the news to be released, that is what we can do. And then you can now come and wait for the news to be released, and you can see how the market that can do very nice. As long as you have your analysis, you know how the market is going to be doing, and you can just be patient with that, and the market is actually going to play on your side so well. So those are the kind of things that you can actually do when you're waiting for the news to be released. This is just a demonstration of how you actually have to do it. You actually have to be very smart. Don't just entertain it because people enter, and make sure that the news that you are waiting is actually favoring your trades. And if you analyze, for example, on the news and you see, yes, it is still the news that I can see that's maybe the economy is not doing well, and maybe they're supporting that I'm going to be selling, and on my analysis price action says I'm going to be selling, then that is opportunity that you don't have to skip. If you have only trends, remember now there's two things that you can do. If you have the trends that are running on the profit, then what you can do is that you can now start adjusting your stop loss and bring it to either at the closing point. So if, for example, you have a running trend, let's say, for example, like this, and you want to maybe to make more money from this, and then, okay, let me say example, for example, let's say we have a trend like this. Let's say even we bought from this position, and then we have something like that, and then the market news is going to be released from this area. So you can see the possibility this market can continue all the way down and hit my TP, and my TP has not yet been hit. So what I can just do is now to adjust my stop loss. I put my entry across that area. Now remember, I entered this, so I have adjusted my what, my TP. So when this market reverses, remember my entry was here, now my entry is adjusted to the TP sign. So when this market reverses, I'll still be in profit. But when it continues to move up, I'll be still in more profit. Now, that is one thing that you actually have to do. What if you are in losses for this? So if you are in losses and your stop loss has not yet been hit, but you are waiting to see what the market is going to unfold, what I can just do is to reduce the number of positions that I've taken from this. You just reduce. If you have, for example, 0.5 lot that you have open from the market, for example, you have many positions, 0.1 that are running, and you are all negative and you are waiting for the news to be released, then what I'm going to do, I can close even 2 and be left only with 1. If there are 4, I can close a half and be left with a half, so that I can minimize the risk, because I know the market is going to be volatile. If it moves, reverses and move to my direction, then at least I can just wait to see whether I'm going to recover that. Because if you leave it and the market continues to move against you for a long time, you're going to be losing a lot of money. Take that advantage from me, those advices, and I trust me, you're going to be more advanced when it comes to trending news, and you're going to stop blowing your account. I know this video has been too long, but if you love this video, make sure that you leave me a comment in the section below, and follow me as well on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share to your friends to enjoy this amazing video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Make sure that you keep watching this video, my series here, because I'll be talking more about the news so that you can advance on trending the news.